The last remaining farmer there at Scalan was Sandy Matheson. He told me one time that he didn't go to school a lot, and he actually left school altogether when he was 13. But he was a very intelligent guy, and people came from near and far with clocks and watches and anything else that would need to be fixed, and Sandy would manage to fix it, and he would never, ever take any payment for doing it.
I suppose it was quite remote in these times, the early days, and it was remote really. I mean, there was no electricity when I remember at all. Sandy used to, in fact, gear up his own radio and television later on from car batteries, used the electricity of car batteries for that.
Well, he was somebody who enjoyed very much. I mean, the seminary there is next door to the mills, and lots of people came to visit the seminary, and Sandy was very good at meeting them and telling them a bit about the history of the place. And he told the story to many people that there was a couple came just as the darkness was coming down to visit the seminary, and they said to Sandy, would it be okay to go in and look, would there be any ghosts here? And Sandy said, no, I've been here for 300 years and I've never seen a ghost.
But Sandy was quite a proud man. He was a very lovable man, but he was quite proud, you know. And my mother, with some of her cousins, was just up passing the Scalan for a walk, actually. And Sandy and some of the boys were playing about with their bikes and so on. And what they were doing was, you know, the curve of the road that comes down and over the bridge? Well, they were cycling down that and trying to see who could become at most horizontal without falling off. Sandy, trying to impress, took his turn, came down, overdid it, and he and his bike went slithering into the burn. Naturally, this caused great laughter and derision among the viewers. But Sandy, not to be outdone or to feel he'd been let down, he rose, drukket, you know what drukket means? Soaking from the burn, right? And being so crestfallen and annoyed at the laughter, he called out twice, "But I meant it, I meant it," meaning he meant it, you know. In other words, he was trying to make out that he had done it deliberately for the amusement of the onlookers, which was rather hard to believe.
Sandy had dogs over the years, always just one dog. And they usually lived to be an old age. And Sandy had a great love for his dogs. He always loved the dogs. And he had a dog called Moss, and about that time Sandy got the telephone in, and when you phoned Sandy, he didn't say hello, he said, "Be quiet, Moss," because the dog always barked when the phone rang. Aye, that was right.
The local farmers used to gather for the sheep clipping just once in a year, usually about July, and this was the case, and they were all sitting about having a break during the clipping, maybe a cup of tea as well. And now Sandy had a dog at that time, which I must confess wasn't exactly unprepossessing looking. I think it had cross eyes and so on, but Sandy loved it. Anyway, this young lad who was up in the group kept on saying, "God, what an ugly dog. I never saw such an ugly dog in my life. Oh dear me," and he kept on about this till finally Sandy looked at him and said, "I wonder what the dog's thinking about you."
I would say he lived a big part of his life on his own in that house that is still there. The house there, Sandy's mother's family, there were 17 of them born in that house, and but most of them had to leave And Sandy spent a lot of his life, he stayed with an uncle for some time. And after the uncle died, Sandy was there for the rest of his life. Sandy died in, it would have been December 2005 at the age of 89. And he was a great character, Sandy.